troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night.
Welcome to the SLUSH podcast, the only place on the internet where we cover Ghostbusters to baby diapers and everything in between.
Hey, we're back. Episode 27. This is Japan Talk Part 2. Woot!
I was pretty much horrified. Not horrified. I think the only thing that scared me about the first part of this whole Japan trip was that you got so little sleep, and then you walked so far. I've never walked that far, I don't think, in my life. Ever.
Yeah, and it was like every day. It was wild.
You walk that far every day? That's crazy.
Almost essentially every day. I don't know. I think the first day was my most extreme. Actually, maybe Thursday might have been because I was outside all day.
You're crazy, man.
I think about it.
You basically did a marathon a day.
Yeah, because I kept getting extremely lost every single day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, if you go back, before you continue your adventure story here, if you were to go back, what would you change aside from bringing a bunch of money with you?
I found myself getting lost in Chiyoda quite a lot. Obviously, any sort of money would have been great to help at least change the direction of how things would have went. Even just getting like a SIM card to at least get me like an actual phone with data instead of having to go to different telephone booths with hoping get 50-50 chance of Wi-Fi.
I mean, to be fair, you're in one of the biggest cities in the world, so I could see why you would have gone that route, because it should work. I mean, it did. Technically, you did get it all done, so it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I survived. Yeah, you see me here.
Not dead yet. What's up?
Right?
Okay.
I think the one thing I want to change. I got stuck in Akihabara quite a lot, and I got kind of Akihabara out. If I mean, probably because it's Thursday. Like Wednesday, I went to Akihabara during raining, and then Thursday I went there because I was like I knew at least new Wi-Fi spots there, so I can at least affiliate myself there, and get find hotels and stuff there, and I just didn't expect when I did order a hotel at pretty late in the day. They're like, yeah, check in is at 4 p.m. the next day. I'm like, why are you kidding me?
Dear God.
And that was pretty wild. So I got really really late with Akihabara because I was stuck there for so long. And then on oh my God, when I was okay, I'll just continue on with where did we leave off? I didn't even get to see the Gundam at this point.
We're not at the Gundam. I think you had just contacted your cousin. I think.
My auntie.
Your auntie. Yeah.
Yes. So I asked her what day we should meet up, and that was Sunday. I was like, all right, cool, yeah. So now that I actually have money at this point, it was pretty great. Could finally start eating more foods. On Friday, after I stayed in the capsule hotel, I was still backpacking with Hello Kitty because I only had that place for one day.
Dear God.
Yeah, I know, right? And then as soon as I left that capsule hotel, I was like, I actually got to book another place immediately instead of just waiting around and looking for another capsule hotel. That's when as soon as I got backpacking, I got a place in a different district. Different from where Akihabara is. So I was like, you know what, this is going to be great. So as I was walking to my new place with Hello Kitty, I found this huge tower. I'm pretty sure I may have touched on this a bit, the Sky Tree.
Yeah, you said you were trying to head to it, but your map failed or something in your phone, or so you were trying to what were you following to get there, like a subway or something?
Oh yeah, I was following so I just went on off. If I could see it, I can get to it, right? So I was just walking hours on end after I dropped my Hello Kitty off because I was in Akihabara for a few hours after my my initial place because I was like, I can kill some time here, eat some food, but I was like, you know what? If I walk at 1 o'clock and get to my place, it's 3 hours away. It'll be check-in time. So hey, 3 hour walk, check-in time.
Were you ever worried about walking that late alone there with all your stuff on you?
Actually, Japan makes me feel, honestly, I think feel safer at night than Halifax ever has.
Wow.
I never felt worried at all about being stuck, lost at night because I was doing it so much, right? I got really familiar with Tokyo at night. But I never really once felt unsafe at night in Tokyo, which I thought was really, really refreshing.
Hmm.
A lot of times when you see another folk, it's just a regularly drunk salaryman just walking by, or people just going home, and then obviously you can see like people just sleeping in their vehicles, whatever, whatnot,
Fuck, that's
and
crazy.
even people leaving their bikes out at night. It's a very like relaxed city, so I didn't really feel any like danger at all going by there, especially since you can see a police box like every few blocks or so.
Now,
You
when you
can
say police box, I'm thinking TARDIS. So what is the police box?
police. Well, a police box is just like it's not that small. It's like a little small little office area where you'll find a police officer in. You
Weird.
can usually see in the main maps in each district where the police boxes are to find a police person to help you, whatever have you. And there
Crazy.
always was a few in every district to even help you buy. And you can even see police officers patrolling the area just casually, just with a flashlight looking around to see if there's just, I guess, anybody sleeping somewhere they shouldn't be. Um,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah. I did see one folks sleeping at like, so when on the entrance to these train stations, the way they close them is like a simple like garage door where they just shut it down like that. They have so many stores and places, and some I did see one guy sleeping at the end of these stairs, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, I don't even know why you would choose that place to sleep on, because like as soon as like 6 a.m. hits, there's gonna be like a crowd of people going right towards you. I don't know.
Jeez. That's
Yeah,
wild, man. It does sound like so different from here, you know? It's usually like pretty, like Nova Scotia's cool, but it's not like, anything like that.
yeah. So I was really glad to see like the nightlife, even though it was pretty dead, just to be feel pretty safe and whatnot, especially since there's still crowd of people, like like not like huge crowd, but just like workers, construction workers, policemen trolling. Sometimes you just see like a drunk couple going by or everything like that. So it was kind of just typical stuff you would see. So I was never really like unsafe at
Hmm.
Tokyo. So that's why I never really felt bothered wandering around like with Hello Kitty all night long.
Well, that's a relief at least.
Yeah.
Should have
So
brought a step counter.
the only danger that was there was to myself, really, because how often I got lost.
You know what, though? That's, I mean, it says a lot that you're able to, like, go around the world by yourself and do all that with literally no money. Like, that's pretty impressive, I must say.
It really did remind me of when I first moved to Halifax. 'Cause I actually did kind of the same stuff when I moved here. Um, I was just kind of wandering around a lot of times when I first moved into Halifax just to get affiliated with the area. And every day I spent getting lost. Every day I didn't get home till like 3 a.m. or sorts trying to get by. And with a much lesser like I only had like $1,000 a month to really spend in the city.
Mm,
That's how often most of it went to rent. So I was like, I can only buy food. So so it was definitely a different kind of lifestyle. And a lot of times obviously as a broke college student, I was like I had to figure out what to eat, and a lot of times I did spend nights in school or just anywhere, what have you. A lot of times I would either go to like my school, sleep there, or I would just try to make it to my place before like any time, yeah, too dark or whatever.
dear God. So it prepared you for Japan.
Yeah, it was actually a very nostalgic feeling. I was like, man, this is actually like really bringing me back to how when I first moved here. I was like, wow, this is kind of similar vibe. Well, obviously much safer streets. I felt, and that's to say like Halifax isn't like super safe. But it's just like sometimes I would usually just like walk from different areas and different people. This time I was like, oh, because everybody dressed so formal. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I felt so safe because everyone's like in suits and
You gotta get a
stuff. You know,
suit. Next time you go
I
to
did.
Japan, you gotta wear a suit every day.
Dude, at one of the capsule hotels, you can buy like a full suit down in the area. Like it's for people who get like too drunk, like after like a corporate meeting, and you can just shower, take a sauna. You can buy new socks, new dress pants, new dress shirt, new dress jacket, and a tie. You could have just buy a cheap suit right then and there.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I could get behind that. We should just start wearing suits to work, even if we ruin them, Sully.
I mean, if we weren't like such a big warehouse that just moved heavy shit and get dirt all everywhere, yeah, I'd be down.
I still want to do Thai Fridays, but that's besides the point. So, you're in Japan. You contacted your auntie. You still
Yeah,
haven't made
yeah.
it to the Gundam yet. There is this massive building that you still haven't found, or you never made it to it.
There was one building I kept finding myself lost in because a Saturday I spent the day trying to affiliate myself with trains. So I was like, you know what? I have a place to stay for 2 nights. One of the capsule hotels I was staying. Like, all right, I feel a lot more because I didn't have to carry a Hello Kitty around. I was like, I might as well get affiliated with Subways, and I have no idea how Subways were going. I was getting myself more and more lost, and in different districts and stuff like that. Like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing.
Was the
Uh,
subway scary at all? Was it like in the movies? Like that game that you were playing?
oh, well, actually, the game I was playing, Exit 8, some areas where I was like, damn, this is getting really weird. Like, especially Shibuya. Shibuya is such a huge station. And it was super easy to get lost in. So I was like, all right, I was like really trying to affiliate, like, all right, I'm going on this train. Just got to follow the color coding. The color coding did not help me afterwards. I was like, okay, okay, remember the kanji. Just remember the kanji to it. And I'll just think of that in my mind. So I'm following the kanji as best I can. I can't obviously read the kanji, just recognizing what it looks like. So I'm just like, all right, go here, go here. And when I got in one, it was actually going the opposite direction for where I wanted to go. So I kept getting lost. And then I remember I was when I got super lost, just trying to get to subways. I found myself in I think it was like near like one of the second last trains to go by. So I got out, and then I found myself in front of the Imperial Palace once again. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Well, how did I get here again? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here."
You're in a
I'm
time
like,
loop in Japan.
and oh my god, I was like, do I just like go to the train again? It's like, well, this is train's how I got here. Like, it's like, "Great, you know what? At least I know my legs work. I can walk to my capsule hotel." And this,
God, I would have lost
So-
my marbles many times during that.
yeah. This was like a one time where I was like, oh, walking around. I think I actually did kind of lose it here, because I got so sick and tired of being lost all the time. I was walking around. Then at this point, my phone's dead. I'm like, damn it! They're like, where am I going? All right, I know what district I am. How do I get to this district? And I looked at one of the district maps. I think I may have told this part where it's like I seen a thing that said you're in Tokyo. I was like, I know I'm in Tokyo. Like, oh my god.
So
What am I doing here?
How many days did you go without actually speaking English to somebody that you knew well? Like you
Without
didn't,
speaking,
yeah.
like, without speaking English.
Like before you, like, did you talk to anybody over the phone while you were there to call back home to Nova Scotia?
Actually, no, I didn't talk to really anybody.
So you didn't really communicate like you normally would have with anyone until you met up with your auntie, really, right?
Yeah, most of the time I was just like sending photos to like my mom and my sisters.
That's wild.
Uh,
You went.
yeah,
It
so
sounds like an experiment that you did. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think like the closest I had to like speaking English was with I think it was on Friday when I was talking with some of the other foreigners in the manga cafe. Because one guy was like, "Yo, it's like I've been traveling like from I think Osaka to Tokyo, and he's going up a bit more north into Tokyo, Japan." I was like, "Yo, that sounds great, yeah." Also, this is like I'm treasuring this one English conversation I'm having right now.
Oh my god. You're
yeah,
a
yeah.
madman. So how many days total were you in Japan for?
I think technically 11 days.
My
But I
God.
technically spent. I think I spent like one day is kind of a write off because I spent all day sleeping in it, and that was Sunday. Yeah. So Sunday comes around, and then my auntie's like, "All right, let's go meet up." Like, okay. So she tells me right away. It's like, "How much you know trains?" Like, I know very little. Actually, I was super lost yesterday. I don't know how trains work. I'm like, "All right, we'll come to you. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yes, I don't have to worry about this."
Well, that's good.
So she went to my in my district in Kitasenju, that station. I got lost in a station I was supposed to wait at. I was like waiting in one spot. Then I was like, I kept losing Wi-Fi like every half hour or so. So I'm like, I'm messaging her every half hour. She's like, what the? Why is he talking so weird? Like I don't, like, we can never have like a full like back and forth conversation and whatever. And then it's like, it's because I kept losing Wi-Fi.
Ugh.
uh,
But you found
eventually-
each other.
We did, yeah. She showed me a photo. Like, all right, I'm out here. It's like, I don't recognize that area at all. It's like I walk upstairs. I walk out of like the subway, and I was like, all right, looking around. Walk upstairs a bit more. I'm like, Those are the only two foreigners I see for the distance. I really hope. And then I walked over like it's my auntie and her boyfriend. I'm like, yo, oh my god, I was really lucky. Huh? To spot them from afar like that.
Were they shocked to see? Were they like, wow, like you made it? Everything is, what have you been
It
doing?
was just so surreal that me and my auntie planned a trip across the world at the same time without knowing. Because it just so happened that we just linked up at the exact time. Like, what are the odds? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't plan it at all together.
That is pretty crazy, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was on her last trip. I think she spent 10 days or so in August. So she had a lot of Japanese friends even leading up to this. So that's what she was doing while she was there with her boyfriend, and that's why we didn't really see each other too often. It didn't really take away from anything. I figured we're obviously here for two different reasons. She can do her thing, I'm doing my thing.
Did she go to the Gundam with you?
Actually, that's what the whole goal was. She was like, "All right, Sully, since you don't understand trains, we're gonna go all see this giant robot together." It's like me and Mike, it's Gundam. Let's do it. So it's in Yokohama. So we took I think it was about like a hour train ride. I'm like I was like, oh yeah, it's my auntie. I haven't seen her like in so long. So I'm like talking to her in the train, and then I didn't realize it was so impolite. Everyone was staring at us. I was like, oh right, I see the sign. Like it's kind of it's really rude here to speak on the train like this. And I'm just gonna like.
Really, you're not supposed to talk.
It just seems like an act of rude to talk. But some people are just sleeping on the train, like straight up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would never happen here in a million years.
I know, right? Some people are way too open on those buses. I swear to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after the hour ride, we get to Yokohama. We go get something to eat in the Chinatown at first. Chinatown was really cool. You could see like the freshly killed and skinned chickens on the side. It's like, whoa, that's for something. That's how you know you're Chinatown. I was
Oh
like,
my
wow.
God, it's like the Predator was there.
Yeah. And her boyfriend, he's like allergic to like I think some form of fish. So we were like really trying pretty hard to look for a player that didn't have fish, which is like obviously it's kind of like I imagine how it is in like in Nova Scotia since there's so much fish.
Yeah, that's
here
true.
and it was like we were like trying to figure out obviously the language barrier and stuff like that to figure out what we're looking for. We did eventually find some. We were taking some good photos of everything around, catching up. It was great.
I thought you were gonna say you went to KFC again or something.
No, I think that might be like one of the last times I ever go to KFC. I swear to God.
Japan ruined KFC for you. It sounds so random.
Yeah, I know, right? I really don't even think it was Japan's fault. I think it's just KFC.
Oh, Japan. So you took an hour train ride.
Then we get off, go to Chinatown to get something to eat before we go see the Gundam. We were thought about like going there and eating, but then we just like, you know what, let's eat, and at least we can take photos while not being like hangry or whatever. It was cool. I kept taking photos. The closer and closer we got, I was like, that's where it is. So I'm like a few hundred feet away, like take a photo. Every like few hundred meters we got closer.
So is it always outside, or do they put it in the evenings?
It's always outside.
Cool.
It's a huge structure, like kind of the size of a warehouse from top bottom to the ceiling.
That's nuts.
It's massive.
How long has it been out there for?
It was out there for about 2.5 years.
So is it looking like weather worn and stuff? Does it look?
Actually, no, they take really good care of it. Also, because they had a lot of time to take care of it, because there wasn't many tourists coming to go see it because they locked down the country for like pretty much that amount of time. Yeah, and so we went to go see it, and obviously, me and Mike were like, "Yo, like this is the coolest thing ever!" So I really got lost and just started getting lost in the crowd, taking different kind of photos. Actually, that's why my phone's like almost like out of storage. The only photos I was taking of this thing, different kind of areas. Then me and my auntie took a photo together, and we took a photo all three of us together. Eventually, she was like, "I'm kind of like tired of this place already. Let's go. Like, yeah, we can go do something else and see what's inside the store." I was like, "Yeah, no worries." And we kind of came at the perfect time in the evening because we took photos during the day, then like a half hour passes and it's nighttime, so we got to take photos of all of it in the night. it was really cool because whenever I had I think it was like standby at every like 10 or 15 minutes, and then like when it says like in the like last 10 seconds, like it's gonna start moving, and it'll play one of the Gundam openings from one of the various series, and it'll start moving to the like to the beat of the songs.
So how fast
Oh,
does it move?
it's like uh fairly slow overall. It doesn't move that quite as fast as I thought it would. But I'm not too surprised, since considering that like it's a huge chunk of metal.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as Gundam, so I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Did it have a
Even when
lightsaber or whatever they call them in Gundam?
only the ones on this back, but it can't pull them out.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like I remember even reading before it. Oh, the creators of it made it like obviously it was just like thanking everybody who come to see it, and also like to address some people's disappointment that it doesn't do a lot of as much things that they hoped it would. Um, It's like we're sorry we weren't able to like make a Gundam move as like a Gundam would, but that's because like if we did administrate all these facilities to make it do all the things it can in like in the anime, it would not look like how it would in the anime. We had to make it manufactured differently,
Yeah.
and just the joints and how it would look less like a Gundam would than people would like. So they just mentioned so they just addressed to make it as close as model to you can and work around that instead of just having to build ground up an actual mecha to be like life size.
So who paid? Like who funded the thing?
I actually don't know, but I know it must have been obviously part of Bandai Namco, because Bandai Namco owns the IP to Gundam. And I imagine obviously they get some from like the city and government. They even have like a whole like in the gift shop, like a bunch of models showing off like how it was built, which I
Whoa.
thought was so cool. It shows you how it was like getting the armor on just via like models.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did they
And
like build it in a factory and then like take it back apart and ship it there, or did they just? How did it?
actually, it was kind of like how you do see like an amusement park. They just built it on site.
Whoa,
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So was there a
Uh,
cockpit and everything that you could see with the controls and stuff?
uh, uh, Not necessarily, but there was an area where you can go in an elevator to go either up to its chest or up to its head.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't go on it myself. I wasn't sure like how to get there, and I wasn't sure if it cost a bit more extra. So like I was just satisfied just being there and seeing it. Um, I do remember when we were like it hit nighttime. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go see what the what the food has. So I was like, yeah. So I immediately like I'm going to order stuff. It's like I'm going to kids meals immediately. I'm gonna get some cool freaking Gundam shit. All of it was sold out. I was like, damn it, I want the
Uh,
freaking Gundam Happy Meal. God damn it.
what are the odds? That's too bad. And you
So I
saw,
just
when is it done? It's done really soon, right? The Gundams.
actually it was done as of like yesterday, I believe.
Damn. At
Yeah,
least
because
you saw it.
actually it was like today. I was looking at like a bunch of stuff on Twitter. On the last day that this was up, they were actually doing a whole fireworks show and drone show, showing off like everything the Gundam can do as much as it can. They had like drones showing off different series of Gundam and all the characters. It was so cool to see. Like,
That's nice.
I would imagine like last day would have been even more cooler to see, but I'm just satisfied even going there.
Yeah. Yeah. It is amazing you got to see that. That's pretty wicked.
Yeah, they do plan to eventually make some more. They don't know when or how. Probably not in Yokohama. Yeah, if they do ever do it again. But we probably like I think at least maybe like 2026 or maybe 2027 if they ever even decide to like really get their plans off the ground and do it again.
Hmm.
So this it could just be generally the last time they do this. So who knows?
Yeah, because they haven't really ever built any mechs to show off in exhibits before that ever. I don't think, have they?
Not that I can think of. Not that can actually it's like a life-size Gundam that moves to
Hmm.
the extent that it can. And obviously even that costs a lot in robotics and features and even just public space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So it all lit up and everything.
Yeah, lit up and everything, moved, pointed. Oh, grabs. Oh, could grab stuff, but you know.
Just grabs a tourist.
That would be crazy, you know? It just like leans down, picks somebody up, and just like chucks him. That'd be wild.
They bring in like the Japanese army.
Oh, the ISDF, it's like a defense force.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they come in
Kind of,
and take it down.
yeah.
Probably.
I would
That's
want
it.
to. I would want to be that guy that get crushed by the
Oh
Gundam. I'm just
my
saying.
god. Sully
If I can
never
have,
returns. He gets killed by a Gundam.
if I can have that in my legacy, like this guy was killed by the life-size Gundam. It's like, all right,
What a
I
way to
did it.
go.
I did enough.
Yeah. We'll put that on your tombstone. He did enough. Was killed by a Gundam. So what day was that in your trip that you saw?
That was on Sunday of my trip. I think like this 16th. My time frame of these days are way off now. But I think that was on the 16th or the 18th.
And you came back on what day?
Oh no, actually it was the 17th. I saw that because 18th and 19th are Monday and Tuesday. I came back technically on the 19th, and and then got I left on the 19th and got back on the 20th.
So was your trip like was each day getting more and more exciting since you weren't getting as lost and you finally saw the Gundam? Like after you saw the Gundam, were you like mission accomplished or were you like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this?
Okay, so the last 3 days, it was a time where I finally got comfortable getting lost to the extent I am. I know how to like traverse the area. Now that I obviously learning from my auntie how to use trains, I felt comfortable using those. And then so Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday all felt like I felt comfortable being around everywhere I could. Um, and after on Sunday, after we left the Gundam, I was still taking photos as we're walking away. Because, and there's also geocaching that you can do. I totally forgot about geocaching until like my auntie's like, "We got to go geocache." I'm like, "Oh crap, yeah, totally forgot about that."
Oh,
Like,
that's cool. Cody was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about that, wasn't he?
yeah, geocaching. You can do it worldwide. Just some small capsules you find across anywhere. Pretty fun thing to do.
And you did that?
Yeah, we found one that was I'm not even gonna say because you're not supposed to spoil it, but we found an area near in Yokohama. That's in one of the geocaches. And then we thought it was we were like it got to nighttime. We're like, damn, it must be so late. It's like, oh, it's like 7 o'clock. We're like, oh, crap. Like, wow, it's okay. We'll just keep walking around. So that's when we kind of explored Yokohama for a bit. But yeah, and that's when we went into like a past amusement park, and that's when I was really excited to see the Cup Noodle Museum, but I think it was closed, so we just like went into the small building beside it,
Oh.
and that's where me and Mike were all going through different floors, and then that's when we found like a completely native store, like it's just native
Oh, I
like
saw
dream
those
catchers
photos.
and
Yeah.
leather pouches and beadwork. It was so surreal to see it. I like didn't exclaim like hell yes! I'm so loud in my life. Even the cashier was like, "What the?" I was like, "Oh my god!" I have like everything here, like a medicine pouch
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh. So were they
I was
made by indigenous people or was it just some dude in Japan making them there?
um. I don't know. I could believe either. Or. I imagine they're probably like shipped in, but I wouldn't be shocked if someone was there like trying to replicate the best they could. Some of it was really cool. I was like, this is so weird to see.
Did you buy any of it?
No.
It just
I
says
think
made
if
in
you-
China underneath.
I mean, like I can go home and get like a little authentic. So I don't know.
I know, but it's
Or-
funny because it's from Japan, you know?
I know, right? I just didn't expect to see so much at an extent like that. It was, it was so funny.
Yeah, I was like, did he mean to put these photos in? These can't be from Japan.
It's like no, they were from Japan. It was so, so weird. Oh my god! Even I think it was like based on the American Indian, not the like United States, instead of like obviously just
Ah.
generalized. So that's why I had like Route 66 and a bunch of other stuff. I was like this is so weird. I didn't expect to feel patriotic here. I don't know.
I feel like, yeah, that sounds like you found everything in Japan.
Yeah, it was definitely like a wild. Uh, so yeah, after we explored all of that, and then I totally forgot like this like sakura trees are really just starting to bloom. I got to see some of them on Saturday. Um, I was like, holy crap! Like I wonder if Starbucks is doing their like sakura like because Monty was really obsessed with like buying like the cups and stuff like that. And I was really excited to try the frappuccino. It's like a strawberry frappuccino, but the one we went to wasn't. I didn't have to have it. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
You gotta go back just for that reason.
Yeah, there's like so many like even the Kit Kat bars have like the sakura flavored. There was so much stuff based on sakura trees everywhere because
Interesting.
they were just starting to bloom up.
That's cool. So is that the only day you got to hang out with them?
Yeah, it was the only day I got to hang out with them, and then after I kind of figured out like how like I could have still got a SIM card and stuff like that if I went back to like near areas that you could. But it was obviously I'm too late in my trip at this point because it's just the third last day. So it's like I'll just keep doing as I have been, just going to phone booths or what have you for Wi-Fi and just GPSing.
So
On Monday, go
sorry,
on.
yeah, no, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, did you see anything crazy on the Monday? Like, what was the next crazy thing you did?
So on Monday, actually, this is the crazy thing that happened to me on Monday. So now I'm back with on the street with Hello Kitty. Uh, I'm looking for a new place to stay now because I lost my place I was at during this time. So I was like, all right, look for one more capsule hotel, and then I find it in a different district. All right, this is cool. So on my way there, my Hello Kitty dies here.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, Hello Kitty explodes on the side of the street,
Oh, no.
and the street is really busy, mind you. So there's people walking all around me, all around me. So I'm like, oh shit, my clothes and also my merch I bought, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm like closing Hello Kitty, breaking out, throw my clothes, some of it into the case, and I was like, oh god, what do I do?
Oh no.
I pull it to like an alleyway where like less people. So I'm like, God dang it, what do I do here? Like, all right, how am I gonna? All right, let's look at areas to really like see if I can like buy a suitcase. So I even asked like my auntie and her boyfriend, like, hey, where's the best place to buy a suitcase? And like, hey, you got to go to Akihabara. I'm like, dang it, Akihabara again? Like, all right, if I can get the best deal on a suitcase there, I would, because a lot of times on my as I was like trying to look at different areas and stores around me, it was like $150, $180. I'm like,
Ooh,
holy whoa,
God.
mate. So like, damn, okay, I'm really betting on Akihabara having really cheap suitcases. I was already looking to buy a second suitcase anyways to alleviate some weight for the airlines. But obviously just solidified, like I have to buy two now. I'm like, oh my god.
So did you leave Hello Kitty in Japan?
So I do leave Hello Kitty in Japan. I so I wrapped with whatever I could the suitcase shut, with Hello Kitty, and I picked myself up and like, all right, I get a place secured. I might as well go to Akihabara because I can't even go to drop Hello Kitty off. I have to literally buy a new suitcase. So I go there. Back
Oh
there
my
again.
God.
This is my third day back. I'm like miserable here. Like I've never seen this place. I want to see more of Japan. Uh,
Jesus.
so I find one place and then right away, like one of the like, cashier ladies, she's like, suitcase. I'm like, yeah. I could tell that she sees my broken suitcase here. Like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
So she's trying to speak to me in Japanese the best she can to like sell me on this suitcase. And then obviously she's like she struggles with English, so she got one of her friends who like was fluent in English, and then they're like doing an infomercial like right on the side of the street about how amazing the suitcase they're trying to sell me is, and the suitcase is like $150, mind
Uh,
you. So it's like, look at all the features. You can hide stuff in the sleeves. You can put stuff in here. It's like, this is a suitcase you have to buy. And I was like, I'm certain I had to look like buying two suitcases. I had to get stuff. And like, no worries. It's like, look, you can put even more stuff on the bottom over here. I'm like, that's cool, I guess. Uh,
so what did you do?
so I kept finding a different place to go with it.
Oh.
So I went down the road and then I saw two suitcases for like one was like if I was kind of content with $150 of a suitcase, like that could be my limit. So I found one that was like 8,000 yen, and then I found another one that was like 4,000 yen, so it was like about $120.
Huh.
So I bought two suitcases, and they're like, all right, thank you. So I put one suitcase inside of the other because one of them was small, one of them was big, and that's how I was walking around. It's like, all right, so now I can really find myself going to find an area, take the stuff from in my Hello Kitty suitcase to these suitcases, and that's what I did. So I was carrying around two suitcases. Now we're just a broken, empty suitcase. Like, all right, I feel a lot better now. But then I was like, man, actually, how do I get rid of Hello Kitty? Like, oh wait, so I'm just carrying like two full suitcases and a third one
Oh
that's
my
empty. So now I have
gosh.
more things on me. So I'm like, so I started searching up places that I can do it, and like, man, okay, one place is like some places that if you buy a suitcase or that you, they dispose of it as well. So I went back and they're like, hey, do you get rid of suitcases? He's like, no, we don't. You look somewhere else. Like, oh, okay.
Uh,
Shit. Okay, I'll just carry Hello Kitty back with me. Then I went to one place. I think, oh my god, what was it called? Big Market. So I went there and I was like, "Hey, do you dispose like in my best Japanese talking to one I got? It's like, hey, do you dispose of suitcases here?" And he's like, "Nope, only if you buy
Damn.
suitcases here." I was like, "Damn it!" I'm
Oh
like,
no.
"No." So like, all right, I guess I'm with Hello Kitty for a while.
That's ridiculous.
So then I'm like, "Or what's another option?" Some hotels get rid of it for you because they expect some tourists even just like buy new suitcases.
That I
So
could see, yeah.
I kept calling like nearby hotels, like, "Hey, would you get rid of suitcases for so and so? Like, even if you like, if there was like any kind of fees, I can try to alleviate the pay for it." They're like, "No, only if you're like staying with us." I'm like, "Damn it!" So I'm really hoping my hotel at this point, in a different district. I'm like, "All right, it's just like a 2.5 hour walk away from here.
Oh my
I'll
god.
walk that way."
You're insane.
I go to there. It's a beautiful stroll. It's like 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. at this point. So I go there, get to the my new place. I'm like, "Hey, it's like, do you dispose of it's like broken suitcases here?" And it's like, "No, we do not." I'm like, "No." Oh my God. Like, are you serious? Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, okay. Thank God I don't have any like that. Like, really? Yeah, yeah. No, no. Here's my only two suitcases here. Like, okay, cool. So, I dropped my two suitcases off in the front desk. I go into my room, drop my bag off. I go downstairs, look at Hello Kitty. I'm like, how am I gonna get rid of you?
Oh my
I was-
god.
so even at this point, one guy, as I'm like walking away from a hotel, I'm just trying to find a more open area to think of like how to do it. There's no dumpsters or anything like that in the city. I kept evidence enough how often I'm so tired of like dumpsters and well, there's no dumpsters. There's just no trash bins everywhere. And at
Weird.
that, this is too big of trash to be like take anywhere like that. So then at this point, I'm like, how do I get rid of this? So I'm looking at stuff online. I'm at a telephone booth, like, hey,
That's
whatever.
crazy that you have to do this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So then I found one place online where they do dispose of big trash like that, but you have to call them over, tell them where you're at, and then you have to wait for them for a dump truck to pop by, and you give them it, and it
What?
cost me a fee to do. So
What?
yeah, it was like $60 or so
What?
to get rid of Hello Kitty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, that's wild. I
And
can't
I had
believe
to
that.
I had to wait at the spot, I think, for 3 hours because they were
Oh
took
my god. This
yeah.
is the craziest trip I've ever heard of.
So I'm like, oh my God, I'm really just sitting here waiting to get rid of this case. I'm like killing time in this one area, go get the food, looking at Hello Kitty outside, and then as soon as they pop by, they're like, konnichiwa. I'm like, throw the suitcase, throw in the thing, bye bye. And they left. I was like, wow, that was the fastest interaction I've had with anybody.
That is fucking wild. So basically, like a good chunk of one of your days was just getting rid of this Hello Kitty thing.
Yeah, it was like half my day, man.
It's just so ironic because it's such a famous Japanese IP, and you're like so struggling to get rid of it in Japan, and it's just wild. It's
I'm
wild.
struggling with it, and then when it exploded, I'm struggling to get rid of it. I was like, ah.
Oh, it's too bad that it broke. It would have been awesome to have like to take back with you.
Yeah, I even put stickers on it. That like it's like make
Aw.
in the band office has stickers. Then I just took the stickers off and put them on new suitcases just so I can identify them better.
So
But yeah,
crazy.
I brought Hello Kitty home if anything. So
Yeah, fuck.
yeah,
You. That's what your whole trip was, just to return Hello Kitty to Japan.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This all sounds like a movie so far. Okay, what's the next thing that happened? Say Hello Kitty is goodbye. What happens after that?
Yeah, so this day I was like, all right, now that I got all that, I should look on some stuff to buy overnight just so I can like get myself as more affiliated. So I'm like, what are the best deals? Akihabara. I'm like, God dang it, how many times am I have to go back to this place? God,
My God.
all right, I'll go back to Akihabara. Whatever.
It's like a junction point for the universe for you.
Oh my God, I know. And I was like, all right, go to Akihabara, buy some stuff I need. I buy a new battery pack, just so I have a second one, just so my phone doesn't keep dying everywhere I go. It still does, but at least I have like a long longevity with it.
Yeah.
And then you I remember thinking about that message you gave to me, like when I showed you like how like some of those dirty magazines and stuff like that. And you're like, you gotta go buy one of those dirty magazines or dirty books that come back with. It's like, you know what? I should. So So I was like, yeah, I go to one of the areas that sell like dirty DVDs and stuff like that. I buy one, I put it in my little bag, and like there, you know what? At least buy something super lose like that.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Proud of
yeah.
you,
They give you
Sully.
like a little thing to can sleep it, and I was like, yeah, all right, this is great. Note this in mind, anyways. Keep it in mind.
Oh God.
So after I leave the store, I actually spend a lot of my time just trying to see. At this point, I'm just walking to walk. I decide to just see different districts away from Akihabara. Oh my God, um,
Did you
it's
ever
pretty
go
great.
back again?
To Akihabara, if I'm with people, yeah, but I wouldn't like want to spend like a good quarter of my trip there again.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts. Well, at least that was it, right? Like that was off the map for the rest of your.
That was off the map. I was like, I am not returning here. Yeah, yeah. This is. I already have a place to stay. I dropped my suitcase off. Got rid of Hello Kitty. I bought a dirty DVD. I'm good.
So messed up. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So you're literally just a wandering Sully at this point.
Yeah, so I go have some food. I went to like a Korean barbecue area, and had like the best food I've had, which is so surreal that it's not even Japanese food.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
yeah, but it was really good food. Oh my God, I was like, this is great. Like, I think it's probably because Korea's not too far.
Yeah, and the polar opposite of the KFC there, I bet.
Yeah, it was. It was my favorite meal while I was there.
So that sounds like the most relaxing, on point evening / late afternoon so far for you.
Yeah, it actually was. It was very soothing. And this obviously every day was beautiful. So at this point, I tried to see if I can get to. I try to see if I can get to Asakusa, but I'm too far away. I don't do any trains because I thought like walking there would be great, but I keep forgetting how far everything is, how big the city is. So just you know what, I'm just gonna enjoy myself walking around, seeing different areas and districts. Uh, so obviously in the area in Chiyoda where like Akihabara is, there's a bunch of like it's more of like more felt more city than anything. So there wasn't really like local areas like I did going from this to the Skytree. But it was still really cool to see. I got to see like a lot of boats going by in between everywhere, and I thought was really cool.
That's neat. And
Yeah,
that
and
was
then
what?
and then I was like, you know what, today I'm gonna get drunk. I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do. I haven't drunk at all. Most of it. It's my last day here. I might as well see if I could. So I go to like a local area, and at this point, I'm like, I think it's like 9 p.m. And every area was like filled to the brim with folk. Like, holy crap! So I'm like looking to an area that's like even accepting new like new patrons, and it was like, holy crap! This place is full. This place is full. There's people. There's a
Wow.
line waiting here. Uh, and I was like, I wonder why that is. And then I look over. There's like I'm pretty sure because people were just celebrating their graduations because this time because just school season and graduation season at this time. So everyone is getting drunk. Like, so that's why everywhere was like packed to the brim. It's like, oh damn.
So did you end up getting in anywhere?
I did find a place. Yeah. The nearest place I found was like near. It was near Chiyoda.
Oh my God.
I didn't go there, but as I went there, it was a really nice bar. I'm the only foreigner there. I'm the only one speaking English there. Uh,
Was
so
anybody like trying to hang out with you because they're like, "Where are you from?"
no, nobody was even remotely interested.
Damn.
So I'm just sitting there drinking beer on my own. Like, damn, this present.
Oh no.
So I started some of their craft beer, which is pretty good. It was really sweet beer. I didn't mind that. And then I'm watching like this is where I actually found like a lot of the I just started doing research while I was there because the music they were playing was all like Japanese rappers, like local Japanese rappers.
You must have loved that.
Yeah, so I'm listening to it and like, oh my God, okay, so this is so and so. So I'm searching my phone like videographer, so who's doing all this stuff? Because a lot of the videos I was seeing were like really bad, like rap videos. It's like, man, this kind of feels pretty authentic, you know? Like, oh man. I was looking at local videographers and I was just like seeing who is doing what, see whose name pops up, see where they are, see other stuff. And then a lot of the stuff I realized I was watching that were like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, the people I was looking at then actually have better videos like now. I was like, oh wow, okay. So then I was just looking at brackets of different videographers. And I remember the whole trip, I was like, holy crap, I didn't look any like film rental houses at all. I was like, oh my God.
You
I
didn't even
totally
have
forgot.
time.
I didn't even have time, and now I'm drinking, thinking about it. I'm like, do I even have time tomorrow? Like, I was like, crap. Like,
Yeah, you were
okay,
just survival mode for like a week or so there.
yeah, I didn't even get to see like any Sony stuff anywhere. So, it was like, it all hit me, like on that night as I was drinking. I was like, damn.
Drinking will do
Uh,
that.
so I actually was, as all the videos are playing, I actually put up my search history of all these rappers to get more actual, authentic, like Japanese rapping. A lot of times it's just like anime openings and stuff. This is an actual like local rappers I thought was pretty interesting because obviously even like well, I know some of my friends from here. There are local rappers that got stood on their own, doing their own thing. So yeah, I kind of felt put her grounded with that perspective from it. So that was pretty cool. I do get, I get at this point, I'm like 4 beers in. I'm like, I'm kind of feeling it buzz. I don't know if I want to keep drinking. I don't know. Like I felt like it's like this is just on my own. I see everybody else, like their patrons, all drinking their own. And then I realized this bar is where those girls who hang at Akihabara come to go back to relax.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, it's the anime girls. I was like, oh shit. So they're all just hanging out with their bartenders and other patrons, and they're all just relaxing here as they rotate. I was like, what the wow, I didn't expect to find the hub here. Whoa.
They're like, this is the best place in Japan to go. That would have been crazy if you hung out with the crazy anime girls. That would have been an insane way to end that trip.
Man, that would that would probably would have been. It's probably one of their spots where they do take to get you to hostess stuff, like get you to buy them drinks. Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
So at this point, I'm like, I said like, "Arigato gozaimasu," and I leave. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm just like, what do I do? Kind of had all my stuff. So I was walking around, found the Sukiya. That's right, my food. Sukiyas are like 24 hours. Like actually, some of my favorite places to go since I got money in this trip. 24 hours, you can just eat whatever Japanese like I really love udon. The thick noodles they had, that was really great.
That sounds delicious.
They have like this really Asahi beer that you can get, but limit you to 2. And I was like, hey, you can drink my beer while I'm eating. And then, but the beer was, I thought the craft beer was, but obviously craft beer is gonna be better than that. But I was like, damn, this tastes like the freaking vending machine beer. Like, I should.
Yeah, the craft beer I always find is it's the way to go. It's so tasty.
Yeah.
So were you going back to a pod at this point?
I decided to just go back to my pod, and then and then as soon as I got out of the restaurant, I was like, okay, it's like 11 at night. It's like when the last trains are already gone. I'm like, oh shit. 2.5 hour walk. Let's go.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So 2.5 hours, and then I actually take a different route this time around. And by the time I was walking there, I realized I'm in like the red light district. I was like, yo, it was so wild. I was like, oh, I did not expect to walk through here. And then I really tried to like take my phone out and record myself walking through because it was a really small street with like there's clubs all down the thing of girls dressed sexually trying to get you in. Like, and as I was walking by, like, oh, you have such hard hands, just trying to pull me in. I'm like, no. Especially how much they were like, hey, $80. I'm like, no, that's crazy. What the fuck? That's not even the drinks that will buy you or buy me. I don't know. I'm not here.
Oh my god, that's wild.
And then there's like, and then you're walking by, and there's some of the clubs that like the bodyguard like poster, and like, no, cool.
Oh my god.
And then also like a bunch of bars with a bunch of people also still drinking. It was a really cool area to walk through. I really wish I was trying to take photos. Everyone's just like no.
Damn, well, that sounds great. It would have been insane if you went into one of the places and missed your flight the next day.
Yeah, actually, my flight wasn't until like 9 p.m. the next day.
Oh, that's good.
So I still had So I didn't actually had time to relax. That's why I actually decided to get drunk and see. You know what? If I could just wake up and go, I don't know. But obviously at this point, I'm like, I don't know if I want to really drink too much. At this point, I'm like pretty buzzed. I'm walking through here. thank God I have a conscious mind. Like, no, I don't want to spend money with you. There was one lady who like dropped on me and was like, Asahi, Asahi. Tabi lets you like buy me food and you can drink me. And it's like, no, 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 no. And I'm trying to like get her off of me. And then she gets her like, oh, it looks like he's gonna like buy us stuff. Like, no, I'm not buying you anything. Like, gonna get it off of me.
Oh my gosh.
And then like as soon as like I go walk away from them, the other girl's like, "Oh, you're buying them stuff." Like, no, how did that even come together? Like, I'm like try to get out of this district. So that was, as I walk out of there, which is surreal. I finally get back to my capsule hotel. I think it's like 2 a.m. at this point. I'm no longer buzzed. I'm just walked it all out of me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So this one was a lot more packed. This one actually it was most of the capsule hotels actually have like separate, like obviously male and females. This one was actually just all together. It was really weird. It wasn't like you open the room and then obviously I'm staying with a bunch of men. It wasn't like us all sharing one rooms, but we're all like on the same floor. So it was just like I walk in, there's like girls' towels. Wait, and I was like, oh shit! And then Russian guys like, hey, this is great. And Japanese guy talking to their phones like, man, this is like a super wildly crowded area right now at 2 a.m. Like,
So could you hear everybody talking while you were trying to fall asleep?
yeah, it was all weirdly different languages. It was really bizarre.
And it was just the curtain that you pull across.
It was just a curtain you pull across. This was actually
God.
this was actually the tiniest capsule hotel I stayed in. I realized I'm like 5'10". I don't know. It just so it was, I'm just kind of like crouched a bit in this one. Had a tall ceiling, but it was like kind of the lengthwise is really short.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, so that was Monday, and then Tuesday, like, all right, cool. At least I know how trains work. I can now like ease in mind getting back to the airport. So like, how much time I'm really gonna kill here, you know? So I thought about walking there, then I was like, no, that's another freaking 34 kilometer. I'm not down for that.
No, fuck that.
No. So I do try to walk to the Imperial Palace again. It's like, you know what? If I at least might as well. Every time I've seen this place, it's always been night. And my phone has been dead. I might as well see it at some point. You know, like take photos because I always thought it looked beautiful whenever I was there. So I get in the trains and I get lost again. I'm like, damn it.
Oh my
Where the hell
God.
am I now? Then I found myself in Shibuya. I'm like, oh my God.
Dear
So
God.
I'm lost in Shibuya, in the train station. And then I find a way to get out. I'm like, oh, I might as well check out some stuff here, eat some food. And this one was, I was like, no, I was kind of like out, Japanned out. I was like, I don't know what else I really want to do in this area. Because a lot of the times, like, there was a district I wanted to go to, Asakusa, but I realized if I did go that, I'll be spending a good chunk of my day going there. And I don't want to get lost again trying to find my way back to the airport, which is the most important part of that day because I'm leaving.
That would have
and-
sucked.
And I'm also carrying around my luggage around, so my two suitcases. So I really limited to myself of what I wanted to do this day. So I just ate, walked around Shibuya a bit. Again, I found myself in a lot of places again. I didn't get to find the Imperial Palace, but I like, you know what, screw the Imperial Palace. I'm done with it anyways. And then I think it's like 5 p.m. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a train all the way to my airport now. At least be there, be square.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about anything else. And then at this point, my phone dies, and I was like, "Oh crap!" I was like, "Oh,
no.
oh!" I was listening to music and GPS the whole time, then it just drained my battery life. And then as I was walking, the airport is kind of really grim going to the airport because the I think what was it? Not Asakusa. I forgot what this line was called. But when you're on the train ride, I think this is from near Chiyoda. This is where I ended myself up afterwards, getting a train. It was really grim looking at the window because there's like nothing but graves and more graves as you're on the way to the airport. And I was like, this is a very grim feeling on your way to a plane. Like,
Gosh.
at this point, I just started reading all about the stuff about the Boeing airlines falling apart.
Yeah.
And they may have killed a dude. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I saw that on the news too. It's kind of fucked up.
And I was like, oh, well, that's so weird. I was looking at my plane before I was even looking at my planes before my phone died. I was like, oh, I'm going to Boeing too. Like, oh, weird.
Oh
But it's
my
like, please don't be
god.
like a final destination premonition for me right now.
What a way to end the trip.
My God, I know, right? So I was like, oh, this is weird. And seeing all the graves didn't really help that factor. And I thought it was really weird seeing that many on the way there. But anyways, I get to the airport. I'm already familiar with the area because I got lost at the start of my trip here. I just killed 4 hours until I had to leave. It's kind of funny seeing like how they in this airport they kind of replicate how they do like smaller town areas in different areas in the airport, especially the restaurant area. And then I just had there's like an ice cream vending machine. There's like like an ice cream sandwich. Pretty cool.
I want an ice cream sandwich.
All right.
So all that went off without a hitch, like going back. And how many connecting flights did you do?
This one I had one to Hanada to LAX, and then LAX to the Boston airline, then Boston to Halifax. This one was actually my longer flight. This was about this one actually took a lot longer because it was about 32 hours because one of my flights got delayed.
Oh, God. Did you sleep at all?
Uh, I can't get enough of like how great like Japan Airlines are because they obviously it's a long flight that feeds you. You don't have to pay for it. Um, that was my favorite flight. I had the most comfortable seats, and this one I do try to sleep because it was like we left at like 9:15 or so, 9:30 or so at night. So I'm like, I might as well try to get sleep here. I actually do get a bit. I have better seats this time. I'm not like banging my head off, getting my head hit by the freaking flight attendant.
Jeez.
Yeah, there wasn't much to say about this. But I did watch that movie. What was it? 65 with
Oh,
Adam
that
Driver.
movie sucks.
Dude, I actually was. Man, the movie did suck, dude. I was extremely disappointed.
I know. I was like, okay, it's probably gonna suck, but it'll be cool because there's dinosaurs and it's Adam Driver and it's a space thing. And then we watched it and I was like, no, that sucked. Like it was. How did they even make that suck? It was such a wicked premise,
It wasn't even really technically dinosaurs. It was like some aliens type stuff.
Whatever. So stupid.
I watched the movie just kind of like, damn, I can't believe I wasted that much in this.
Yeah, my brain didn't even compute that after I finished it. I was like, well, can't get those 2 hours back.
That's kind of how I felt too. Like, damn.
The little girl from it plays Ahsoka in the live-action Star Wars now.
Really?
Yeah. She's in the Barbie movie too. It all comes back to Barbie.
Wow.
I know. So when you got back to Halifax, were you like, damn, my trip is over? Like, how did you feel once you landed back home?
Yeah, so obviously there's like a lot of delay in the flights, and when I got to LAX, I think I had to wait there for 6 hours. Oh, that was brutal. And then from there to Boston, I was in Boston for quite a while, and this is also like I took some photos of the Boston Bruins stuff because because showing my family like super into Boston Bruins. Hey, I'm in Boston, guys. I can't go anywhere though. Only here for a short time, not a long time. And then actually, this is where like kind of got weird because when I got to the Halifax airport, this is where customs actually gave me a bit of a harder time. In Halifax, funny enough, I get there like dead inside, like I'm just want to go to my apartment and just crash the hell out.
Yeah.
So I get to the customs and they're like, "Oh, how long have you gone for?" Like, I don't know, like 12 days or so. Where were you at? Japan. What flight did you take? It was like a Boston flight and then Tokyo, LAX, New Year. Cool. It's like, do you have anything of value in your suitcases? Like, what? I guess merchandise and stuff. Like, is it more than $800? I was like, well, no, it shouldn't be. Well, what do you mean it shouldn't be? How much most expensive item in there? Like, I don't know. It's like $400. I don't know, man. Like I got $60. Is that the highest thing? I don't know. And then it's like, why is it like that? Like, I don't know. It's like, all right, we'll talk about further about the guys below there. What's whatever. Like, okay, frick. Like, what's your reason coming here? Like, I live here. Like, I live in that Dartmouth. Like, I gave you a Canadian passport. Like, I don't know. I go show you my Nova Scotia driver's license too. I don't know.
They're trying to catch you on your lies, Sully.
Yeah, it felt surreal. I was like, why is this airport giving me the hardest time? I thought the United States would give me a harsher time.
Yeah, that is weird, actually. I don't know. Maybe they were kind of burnt here that day. But you got back. Did they find crazy... Whoa, you just froze and it was really weird.
I did see that. Yeah, I was like, did something go wrong?
No, that was
Anyway.
really strange. Did they find your crazy DVD?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. I totally forgot. On my way to Boston to Halifax, right? They're scanning my bag, right? And they can obviously see everything. And then I can obviously I'm like I have to take my belt off and everything, and the box are like going through like the area to check through everything. And then I look over, I can see them all laughing about checking through my bag. Like, yo, that's a foreign DVD in this bag. Why does he have? And then they're like, as soon as I get on stuff, I was like, dude, respect. I'm like, thanks. And I was confused at this point, like, why is he saying thanks? And then I was like, oh shit, my porn DVD's in my bag. I just saw that full-fledged. I was like, oh shit.
That is ridiculous. And as a DVD, do you have a DVD player?
Actually, I was trying to see how I can. So I was like, I might as well watch this, right? So I just plugged it in my Xbox, and it was like, can't play it here. Plugged in my PlayStation, can't play it here. So then I bought a DVD USB thing for my PC. So
God.
I will watch this DVD.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
This is great. We'll get a whole bunch of bizarre Japanese followers now because of that.
Oh, he's into the woman. I see.
Well, that's pretty crazy. So, did you do everything that you felt like you really wanted to do while you were there? Or?
Obviously the big thing was the Gundam. But after this trip, after obviously having no money and being lost every day, and obviously not being comfortable until like the last 3 days, I did feel like there's a lot to see, and I didn't want to just do just Tokyo either. There's a lot of areas I did want to explore. Like I didn't even get to see the bullet train, or I did get to see the monorail, but the bullet train goes pretty far, and I didn't want to spend a whole day going somewhere else after I bought a hotel in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you want to go back?
I actually don't know. I do want to go with somebody else this time, like if I next time around. Let's just I feel like I'll have a better value going out of it. Obviously, even by then, my Japanese will be a lot better. I'm still teaching myself and learning. And I unfortunately I couldn't really afford the lessons anymore because I spent a lot more money in Japan than I was really expecting to. Obviously with my suitcase exploding, buying hotel after hotel after hotel.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot more money than I thought I was going to. And at this point, I just kind of cut off my lessons with Yoko. Great teacher, and if you are in HRM, highly go to her if you're not learning on your own. But obviously, even speaking the language and being someone who does speak the language helps you a lot more with doing something. Because obviously, when you're just studying on your own, you kind of lose that kind of element, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, damn, I don't really have that other person to really get the feedback. But I'm still when I in a stable enough condition to like afford more lessons from her, I probably would consider it. But yeah, I couldn't thank her enough. I didn't get to see her fellow student Ludo. We thought we were going to meet up, but obviously I was too busy being lost to do that.
Lost in Japan. Man, that's wild. What a crazy trip you had. But you did it, though. I mean, even though it was insane, you did it. You did do it.
Yeah. It was a very surreal trip. Yeah, I do definitely want to do it again at some point in the future with somebody else. I think it'll be great. And not just go to Tokyo. I actually do want to explore, like, obviously even just Kyoto and Kobe. Kobe actually sounds really cool. I think that's where more local areas are, and that's why I really want to pick up like a lot of my like language speaking for Japanese a lot more. Because even now I'm still like absorbing so much of the language, even just because I started following more artists, following more areas, and even like because my Twitter feed is like now like half Japanese and half like English, and I'm like, oh crap, So
Dude,
I always do his.
It's crazy that you went through all that and then you made it back. Like that was your Apollo 11 and you did it. So that's insane. Now you got to go do some Dragon Ball tournaments in Las Vegas once and for all.
Yeah, I did get like the thing to go to because Evo is happening this year. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball Fighters, the main game I do play, isn't listed as one of the main games. Not because there's Evo has happening twice this year. Once in July in Japan, and then second time in Las Vegas. But neither of them are doing Dragon Ball Fighters, unfortunately.
So, as far
Yeah.
as traveling goes, do you think that your next trip you would want to do would be back to Japan again, or would you rather go somewhere else first and then return to the Japan like in a couple of years?
I might. I don't know if I'll be able to return to Japan like this year, especially since I'm just recovering all my funds because I was like, damn, that hurt my wallet. So I am definitely like not considering. I'm not considering going to Japan anytime again soon. Um, but I don't know where I'll travel next to. Right now, even like the one in Las Vegas tournament, I might go to. I might have to figure out logistically like how it would work. And obviously, I won't because I'll try to recreate what I did like last year. Because obviously, last year I failed so badly at going here. I didn't even go. So I really want to. I want to think about if I can reimagine this area actually going to the tournament this time for not for Dragon since it's not in there, but probably go for Tekken and probably Street Fighter
Oh, that'd be cool.
and Guilty Gear. I think those games I would really like to play at Evo. And obviously this is in August time, so it's quite a while. I'll have to definitely like. I'll probably definitely be considering a lot more like late spring and early summertime, but not anytime soon. If I could think of traveling again.
Yeah, just sell all your Yu-Gi-Oh cards and fund the next trip.
I couldn't, man. I even bought some Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards while I was there.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah. I
fun.
couldn't. I actually was trying so hard. I kept going into different bookstores. I think on Monday there to find this Yu-Gi-Oh art book. Um, but because it just came out in February, because February they celebrated 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh. So so they had a bunch of stuff releasing and a bunch of tournaments going on, a new VR game, and I was like, "Yo, this art book's gonna be great." It even comes like a limited edition promo card. So I was really looking forward to finding one, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
That's why
Yeah,
you gotta go
unfortunately.
back.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's cool
Yeah.
though. Japan. I mean, shit. You did it. You freaking did it. Hello Kitty is somewhere in a Japanese landfill.
Yeah, she made it. I don't know if she wanted to make it to that extent, but hey, she did it.
That's wild. I can't even believe all this. It's crazy that we had to do like 3 hours almost of you telling your insane adventure. I can't believe you didn't have any money for most of that. You're insane, but I
Yeah,
respect that so much though that you did
you
that.
can obviously tell the second half of this trip it's a lot more lax.
Yeah, I mean, still though, you still had to walk a lot. Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm already used to it at this point, but
yeah, it seems like Japan got you back into like your kung fu wandering stuff. Now you're doing it again when you've returned home.
yeah, cruising around Dartmouth, even today.
Just
I just like,
do 34K a day now.
dear God, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I'm not that bothered by it at this point, just
You cray. It's
because
insane.
obviously I at least know where I'm going here, so like,
That's true.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
God. I still can't believe that.
Japan, whoa, yeah, and they didn't do anything for Toriyama while I was there either, because obviously he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine they're going to be doing something this month. Even the his apprentice, Toyotaro, took a break, hiatus.
Makes
Even
sense.
like even the creator of One Piece is on a hiatus too, to thinking reconsidering his values in manga and stuff like that. He's like,
Wow. That's pretty crazy. Well, I guess it influenced so many people, It's pretty nuts. We should do a whole Dragon Ball episode, just Dragon Ball. Have we done a Dragon Ball only episode? I don't think we have.
technically, but it was kind of consolidating all of manga and stuff. And obviously, like Dragon Ball is such a big part of manga, like history, because of how influential it is. Because it's like it's even referenced in like American cartoons and other media. Even just like the term "going Super Saiyan" is just so widespread.
It's true.
Yeah.
No,
And right now,
that would be fun
yeah,
to do. We should
but
do
right
it.
now, I'm wearing some Naruto.
I saw that. I was gonna
Got
ask
the
you about
headband, the
that.
jacket. Heck yeah. Got a wrap. I haven't wore this. I don't know if I wore this in quite a while. Last time I wore this was actually last episode where I mentioned Naruto and in the manga anime episode.
See, it's a sign. We gotta go back to the well, the Dragon Ball manga well.
Yeah, and obviously the Photoshop sword in the back. Sorry, Matt.
I was gonna Photoshop it into the Phantom Menace episode, and then I was exporting it, and I was like, I can't go back. There's no way I'm gonna go back and do that. But
It is a weird. It is a pretty obscure sword. Yeah, I guess kind of. It's from the Fate franchise. It's one of my favorite stuff. I don't recommend really anybody to get into it because it's just so confusing. So unless you're willing to get like really confused on the storylines and
I mean,
oh,
Star Wars is pretty confusing right now, so I mean,
I
maybe
I
it's
really wish it was the same extent. Like, nah, this is just bonkers.
it's like
uh,
berserk bonkers. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna be our part 2 Japanese adventure episode. Side note, one thing that I think we should talk about on the next episode. You've probably seen this on Russia about Russia developing their own console now.
oh, I did see that because well,
Fuck.
because I don't Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation don't really sell their consoles there anymore, right?
There, I don't know if it's like they don't let them. So now Putin wants them to develop their own gaming console, which is the most batshit thing I had seen on the internet today.
They
So
they actually developed the KFC console.
I saw that. Did it ever come out?
I don't think so. Only the prototype came out for
Heats your
people to
chicken?
test.
I would not want a console to heat my chicken.
Dude, it just sounds like a horrible idea. Like,
Yeah.
oh, don't worry, the heat from your place, like your console while you're playing, it will make you chicken wings.
Sounds
It's like, what about the
like
grease that seeps into like, why would you even a disk drive? Like, I'd be waiting for the disk. Like, like
well, also, why
so
is your console getting that warm? Like, it shouldn't be getting that warm that you can heat food with it.
yeah,
That's
you
not
might
good.
also overheat the schematics in it. You know, the
Ugh,
circuits.
it's just a lot to take in.
It's just so weird. Russia, please do it.
I know. They keep coming up every couple episodes, so when I saw that, I was like, I cannot wait to see the specs on this console because I just picture it being like that new Atari system, the VCS, where it's just like one of those Raspberry Pis that's really juiced up, but it's not really a new console. Um,
Yeah, even one thing I just kind of precursor to the episode, I guess. Like the only Google failed at making a console with Stadia because it was completely online based and they couldn't get it exceed that very well. And what they did is to let users go freely into either Xbox, PlayStation, or Windows with their save data, or whatever. That's this saving grace from people who did buy Stadia. But the one competitor I always thought could make a breakthrough in like console wars, and I'm not really surprised they never really bothered, considering that you can buy like AAA games on and play on the iPhone, which is so weird to think about. You can even play some of them on the Mac. And like,
Dude, Apple are weird. They just like ditched the car they were developing too a couple months ago. Like they were developing
yeah,
it's the whole thing they were doing. It'll be interesting in a couple of years to see where all these big companies go and merge. And I mean, Disney should just make her own console. Call it the
yeah. I did look back and like when did like if Apple actually did make another console, but they did one called the Apple Pippin.
really?
Yeah, yeah. It was way back in the late '90s.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I guess it failed, but now the console, since it's Apple, it's so expensive now. So it's surreal to see. It must like what games even come up for that? Because that's the time where like everything was like original IPs to
Yeah,
that specific console. So like what
dude. Yeah.
kind of games has Apple made for that thing? Like what?
It's like
Uh,
the Atari Jaguar. I've wanted to get the Atari Jaguar since it came out in the 90s because it's their last real system that they did. Instead of the VCS they have now is kind of it's pretty burnt. It's not, I don't know. But yeah, because they have like the first Aliens versus Predator game I think came out for the Jaguar, and it's obscene. It's like $800 the system, and it's just junk. Um,
wow.
but I need to have it someday. It will be mine. The controllers are huge, but yeah, it would be fun. We could do an episode about failed consoles as well. That would be great,
Oh,
actually.
failed consoles and like failed games and stuff like that, etc. And Russia, whatever console
Yeah,
they decide to. It's so weird.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait. I love that Putin was like, make a console. It's like, what are your priorities here, dude? Like, what are you
It has the
doing?
face of Steven Seagal on it, like promoting.
Vladimir Putin. Putin.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
sorry about the video, by the way.
I'll never unsee that. Thanks a lot. I had to stop it like 3 seconds in because I was horrified. Um, okay, well, I guess I'll go do dad stuff, do a jog, and that's our episode.
Yeah.
Sully, take us out of here.
Episode 27, Japan Part 2. I survived, and this is how I did it. Yeah, crazy how the second half of this is so much more relaxed than the other half. But, I almost died, lost a lot of weight, looking great there, whatever. Hello Kitty did not survive. I had to tell my sister, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Remember to like and comment your thoughts on Adventures of Japan or even like future episodes like this. We're on Apple, Spotify. I can't believe she died, man.
Sorry, Sully.
Yeah, I was gonna say something crazy in Japanese, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just said,